Hi, I'm Lara. I'm a design researcher at LCC. At the moment I'm working with Southwark Council, which is a local authority in South London, to embed design in the way they do local governance in the context of climate emergency and achieving net zero. So basically, achieving net zero or climate emergency itself is a very complex challenge, and Southwark, among other local authorities, have set up the target of becoming carbon neutral in 8 years, so by 2030. So they are quite aware they need to innovate and do it in different ways. And we're helping them do that. We believe that design might be a means to doing that. So Southwark Council is only responsible for 12% of the carbon emissions that happen in the borough. So those might be through the housing they own or other buildings, etc. So that means that there is another 88% of the carbon emissions in the borough that we must neutralize in 8 years, but they have no direct control over those. So what we are doing, and this design-led governance model, is about including citizens, including organizations very early in the process of designing a policy, trying to understand the ways in which they live, trying to understand the good practices they are doing already and that we may want to amplify when we do new policies. So it's about bringing all of these different collectives in the locality together so that we together can co-design preferable futures. The first thing we did when we started working with Southwark in this project was to try to visualize, to understand what they were doing, what they were up to. So initially we took all the policy documents, all the action plans, which you can imagine are very thick text-based, talking about all the different departments in the local authority, which I believe are 46 different departments, and mapping them against the different actions that will make the borough carbon neutral in 8 years. So that visualization links actions with people responsible for delivering those. And it was a very beautiful moment when we finalized the first draft of the visualization and realizing that in one document, with scrutinizing that one document, you could really understand the complexity of the task at hand. You could see how different departments are collaborating in one target, which is something very useful for the local authority because it's a very large organization. And you could also see where the gaps and where there should be more action and there wasn't enough action. You could also see the external organizations that are involved in this process, or who are they working with. So you can imagine that the department that looks at transport, they have a duty of reducing carbon emissions from transport. So that's what they oversee. For them, it's really impossible to reach out to everyone in the borough and have meaningful conversations with everyone. And that's something that we from the university can do, and also something that designers are very good at doing, engaging with people in non-verbal communication, working with kids, working with people from communities that typically are not included in this type of consultations. And that's very much the second part of the project, going out to these communities through community centers, but also pop-up activities in parks or on the street to engage people and really ask them, how do you see yourself in 8 years, in a borough that's totally carbon neutral? And we are engaging them through making. So there is a lot of prototyping and making involved, and the focus of that is to tell stories about yourself in the future, in a future that is preferable, but also maintaining who you are and what your current challenges are. I think that the type of activities, the type of workshops or kind of pop-up activities we do are a bit of a Trojan horse, in the sense that they feel very playful. They are very the risk space to experiment and to play. And I think it's a bit unexpected that that's actually going to feed directly into policy, which I think it's also beautiful, because we're also including new ways of communicating, new ways of providing evidence to the local authority. And there is also a very important aspect is that we work with students, MA students, and they are also learning about design in public service. So there is also a third element of embedding designers into local governments as well.